Laura Dickinson-Turner.
And I'm Christopher Gall.
With NewsWrap, a summary of some of the news in or affecting LGBTQ communities around the world for the week ending May 23, 2020. Marriage equality has finally come to Costa Rica. About 24 right-wing lawmakers tried to delay the inevitable by proposing an 18-month extension on a 2018 Supreme Court order because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Those efforts failed this week, with a vote of 33 against and 20 in favor. The first gay and lesbian couples are expected to start tying the knot in Costa Rica on May 26th. It's been a long and bumpy road that began with a ruling by the Inter-American Court of Human Rights in January 2018, ordering all members of the Organization of American States to open civil marriage to same-gender couples if they had not already done so. Several Costa Rican court rulings later, the Central American nation's Supreme Court ordered the Legislative Assembly to enact marriage equality in November 2018 and gave them up to 18 months to get it done. A 2-hour Yes, I Accept celebration of the historic event is planned for television and Facebook Live broadcast the day before. A number of other Organization of American States member countries continue to defy the Inter-American Court's marriage equality order.
Taiwan celebrated the first anniversary of marriage equality this week. LGBTQ ally President Tsai Ing-wen declared in a social media post that values that people want to protect still stand. At the same time, we have allowed more people to have happiness. A whopping 92.8% of respondents to a survey released on May 15th said that opening civil marriage to same-gender couples has not affected them personally in any way, according to the Taiwan News. Equality activists are now pushing for the right of all binational queer couples to marry in Taiwan. That's only allowed under the current law if the foreign national also comes from a marriage equality country. About 1,000 same-gender couples are said to be unable to marry because of that restriction. There's no such barrier for binational heterosexual couples. A government survey conducted in early May found that 53% of respondents believe that all same-gender couples should enjoy the same marriage rights as their heterosexual counterparts, an impressive increase of more than 15% since a similar question was asked in 2018. The government's China news agency reports that an online petition launched on May 9th to demand that all qualifying same-gender couples be allowed to get married in Taiwan. Activists are hoping to gather at least 10,000 signatures to push the government over the marriage equality finish line.
Albania has become the latest country to ban conversion therapy. The therapy that falsely claims to make queer people straight usually includes prayer and various questionable behavioral techniques. Albania's Order of Psychologists said in its announcement that any of its members who continue to insist that they can cure LGBTQ people would be punished. The order was created by legislation in 2017 and oversees all registered psychologists in Albania. The move runs counter to the country's otherwise relatively low rating when it comes to LGBTQ acceptance and rights. The European Union officially condemned conversion therapy in 2018 and urged all of its member states to ban the practice. Albania is the third to do so, joining Malta and Germany. According to Pink News, Switzerland has a de facto ban, and lawmakers in Spain and the United Kingdom are considering similar actions.
The Uganda 19 were released by court order on May 18th, and prosecutors have dropped all charges. The 13 gay men, 2 bisexual men, and 4 transgender women had been taken into custody on March 29th in a police raid on an LGBTQ homeless shelter outside Kampala. They were charged with violating COVID-19 lockdown rules that bar gatherings of more than 10 people. The defendants were denied bail and spent almost 7 weeks in jail, where coronavirus has been spreading rampantly. It's not known if any of the detainees actually had COVID-19 or had even been tested for it. They were only allowed to see lawyers a few days ahead of the scheduled trial. Uganda is notoriously one of the worst places on the planet to be queer. Human Rights Watch called the arrests and detentions arbitrary, abusive, and contrary to public health. The detainees were represented by the Human Rights Awareness and Promotion Forum. Lawyer Patricia Camira said that the ban on public gatherings does not apply to homeless shelters. She called it the right decision to withdraw the charges, since it was a targeted arrest with trumped-up charges.
Chechen despot Ramzan Kadyrov is reportedly one of the latest world leaders to be hospitalized with COVID-19. A number of reports say that Kadyrov was flown from Chechnya's capital of Grozny to a hospital in Moscow for treatment this week. Some say he suffered serious lung damage from the virus, but his actual condition remains a mystery. Like some other autocrats, Kadyrov initially downplayed the seriousness of the pandemic. Then, he ultimately instituted some of the strictest lockdown rules on the planet. Kadyrov came to power in 2007 in the wake of two bloody bids for independence from Russia during the 1990s after the Soviet Union collapsed. He's governed with an iron fist and relative independence from Russia's federal government, but is a well-known ally of Vladimir Putin. One of Kadyrov's claims to fame has been his genocidal effort to rid his mostly Muslim region of all LGBTQ people. Despite widespread condemnation, Putin and Kadyrov have both repeatedly denied documented evidence of LGBTQ Chechens held in concentration camps. Some prisoners have been tortured to give authorities the names of other LGBTQ people. At least a few reportedly have died behind the barbed wire fences.
Lawmakers in Hungary voted in lockstep for right-wing Prime Minister Viktor Orbán's proposal to change sex on legal documents to sex assigned at birth. Article 33 makes it virtually impossible for transgender and intersex people to change their gender on Hungarian government documents. The May 19th vote was 133 to 57. Hungary fared poorly among European countries in reports issued last week by the regional branch of the global queer rights group ILGA and by the European Union Fundamental Rights Agency. 84% of Hungarian transgender people said in a recent survey that widespread prejudice against them was due to the negative stance and discourse by politicians and/or political parties. Article 33 is one of the escalating attacks on LGBTQ rights disguised as COVID-19 pandemic responses by some countries. According to The Advocate, that list includes Cameroon, Egypt, and South Korea.
The U.S. Supreme Court refused to grant Idaho's request to block a transgender inmate from receiving gender confirmation surgery. Native American inmate Audrey Edmo's gender dysphoria is well documented, and she has been undergoing preoperative transitional care. The May 21st decision said that preventing her from continuing the process amounted to constitutionally forbidden, cruel, and unusual punishment. The state contracts with the private company Corizon Health for correctional facility medical care. Corizon doctors determined that gender confirmation surgery was not medically necessary for Edmo, who suffers from mental illness in addition to gender dysphoria. Based on their opinion, Idaho's Republican Governor, Brad Little, insists that state taxpayers should not have to pay for the surgery. Yet Edmo's condition has grown so severe that she has twice tried to castrate herself. Justice Elena Kagan issued the decision without further comment, except to note that Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito would have granted the state's request. It upheld lower court and Ninth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals rulings to rebuff Idaho's objections to Edmo's trans-related care. The order said that the state's lawsuit challenging having to pay for the gender confirmation surgery was still under consideration. But that will soon be a moot point. Edmo's surgery is reportedly scheduled for July.
Finally, the makers of Skittles
Taste the rainbow
are celebrating the LGBTQ Pride Month of June by turning their rainbow-colored candy and packaging gray in the U.S. It's already a well-established Pride Month sign of support in Canada, Germany, and the UK. But as Pink News reports, it's a first in the U.S., and the queer media watchdog GLAAD will be glad. They'll get $1 for every pack of Skittles purchased in the country in June, up to $100,000. A statement said that the multicolored candy would defer to Pride Month for the one rainbow that matters.
That's NewsWrap, global queer news with attitude for the week ending May 23rd, 2020. Follow the news in your area and around the world An informed community is a strong community.
NewsWrap is usually recorded in the studios of KPFK Los Angeles, but we're recording remotely during the COVID-19 emergency. The news is written by Greg Gordon, edited by Lucia Chappelle, produced by Brian DeShazer, and brought to you by you.
Help keep us in ears around the world at thiswayout.org, where you can also read the text of this newscast and much more.
And you can listen to NewsWrap each week by subscribing to our This Way Out Radio YouTube channel. For This Way Out, I'm Christopher Gall. Stay healthy.
And I'm Laura Dickinson Turner. Stay safe.